Behind every CXO title, there is a story, a struggle, a spark. Manobala isn't about designations, it's about the human behind the success. Manobala, connecting great minds. CXO Journey and HR Mantra, a podcast series presented by Manobala and sponsored by Swalig, India's only leading hybrid distribution platform.
Hello and welcome to the CXO Journey and HR Mantra powered by the Manobala. Today I'm your host Anil Kumar Sadhak, and today we have very special guest, HR leader Dr. Guru, Chief Human Resource Officer at Omega Healthcare, with over 3 decades of HR leadership and nearly 2 decades at Omega Healthcare. He has instrumental in growing the company from 450 headcount to 36,000 headcount employee. His people first philosophy, strategic vision and innovation like implementing AI tools such as Umber have made a lasting impact on workplace, culture and employee experience. Dr. Guru is also a strong advocate at leadership coaching, recognition-driven culture and digital transformation in HR. It's an honor to have him with us today to share his journey, leadership, lessons and vision for the future of work. This podcast is very useful. Those are inspiration to become HR and become their career as a CHRO and the student who are studying in HR. So stay tuned. Sir, welcome to the show and let's begin.
Thank you. And just to make this interesting, my full name is Guruvayurappan. Guruvayurappan is the other name of Lord Krishna, right? So since you introduced me as Guru, I just wanted to give you that clarity.
Sir, what inspired you to choose human resource as a career, and when you decided that you want to become a HR?
You asked me about the LinkedIn profile looks good. In fact, all the social media profiles will be looking very good. The actual facts may be completely different. But the second part of your question is very interesting. I didn't start my career in HR actually. I started my career in general administration. But I had the HR qualification. I did my post-graduation in industrial relations and personal management. But those days, BPL group picked me for an admin job. I was in factories. And I was given the role to manage a project in setting up a state-of-art tool room and molding shop, which was coming up, those days back in 93, 94 time frame. And post the project is over, we received all the machineries, people started joining, and then I was continuing to be the factory admin guy. And as per the Factories Act 1948 and the rules of Karnataka Rules 1963 requires every 500 employees in an organization, in a factory, to have a welfare officer. So we crossed 500 employees and then it became a statutory requirement to have a welfare officer. So my corporate was contemplating to hire a welfare officer, or most of the welfare role is being done by the admin guys. So I got an opportunity to redesignate myself as officer welfare and administration. And when you become a welfare officer, a statutory position, that will be aligned to the personal department. And that's how the career shifted from admin to the personal. And somehow I stuck to that career there.
Yeah. So, sir, I just wanted to, although I'm HR professional, it was always in my mind that one question, most of factories earlier used to call the personal department. Now, everywhere is called HR department. So, what is a major difference you feel that personal to HR, and why this industry shift?
Time. If you look at good old days, it used to be welfare. Then, when you had the labor compliances, when those days it used to be collective bargaining. The union used to deal with us for whatever the requirements in HR, whereas today the individual employees are capable of bargaining for themselves. The personnel department used to take care of the personal records of those employees, and also to ensure that the everything is minimum. Why the minimum wages act or everything is come as enactments in the government, including the industrial disputes act or factories act. All these enactment came to take care of the safety, security and welfare of the employees, and created certain norms for both employer and the employee. And the personnel department used to be the custodian of that particular enactments, as well as custodian of the bridge between the employer and the unions, right? But over a period of time, the role of HR has moved from personnel to look at HRD. Good old days, I remember when we were in factories, we were exposed to basic training programs in factories, like just in time training, what exactly is required for that environment, mostly to the production productivity related. Whereas the function evolved to be HRD, that means human resources development. When you are not hired to do the role what you are expected to do, but you have a potential in you which can be taken into the higher up contribution. So how do you look at your potential? How do you look at your performance? That is where the evolution of HRD, and over a period of time the training function become that is why the personnel is redesignated HRD kind of a function. And by time when we moved, I remember late 90s, the human resource management has come into place. It is not only the HRD, but it became an HRM. So if you see the evolution from welfare to today, we are talking about a strategic HR or HR business partnering, HR COE, talent acquisition. So the branches have, the HR has different umbrellas, right? So the way I looked at, I had a great opportunity to be from a personnel department to the current way of looking at, you have a seat at the table. That is a kind of a language people talk about. How do the board recognize you to be a very core part of the organization, right? So the personnel is still is there in few pockets I have seen, but I think even the labor reforms, the recent wage code, what we have seen, multiple labor enactments is now reduced to 4 codes, is also a progressive way to look at what is not required and what requires in future, how the gig workers can be connected, etc. But without uh, without removing the essence of the need for safety, security and welfare of the employees.
Very fantastic, sir. Sir, can you share a moment early in your career that shaped your leadership style? Because I know everybody having the own leadership style. Okay, the moment, any early days in your career, the moment which you feel that that's your leadership style, which is still you carry on.
Leadership style is actually evolved one. Okay, when you were in factory, uh, you know, you had a different kind of leadership style needs to be demonstrated, because you are dealing with skilled and unskilled, semi-skilled workers, and over a period of time you also have to deal with the management. But if I remember what shaped my leadership style, I was during 98, 97, 98, BPL had gone through a 6 to 7 months long strike. CITU was instrumental in labor unrest. During that period, the one all this we had close to about 16,000 employees, about 8 factories in and around Bangalore. in those days, and then all the factories were going through the labor unrest. And we had several challenges in termination of employees, suspension of employees, and so on and so forth. But in my factory, I was part of the component factory in Old Madras Road, and I ensured that there are very limited suspension and terminations, but our employees were out on the road. They didn't come to participate. But after the strike was uh, y- you know uh, declared as illegal by the government of Karnataka, then government of Karnataka, employees have to come back. See, now that is the biggest challenge for an 6 months I'm out, and then and I need to come back, and then we need to be laughing in the same way, artificially or genuinely, we don't know how do we welcome them, right? And uh, amongst all the factories, the factory which I was heading, it was a very pleasant surprise, because my relationship with the employees were so good, that the union leaders were good. We didn't had any challenge, because during the strike also I was in touch with them. So post strike, welcoming them were very, very easy. That has really created a visibility for me to the corporate office. And in 1999 I was posted back to corporate office of BPL. So from factories to corporate is completely a different environment, from dealing with unions, dealing with crisis and industry relations, coming back to the world of possibilities, right? And that has really during that days I was posted to the training institute of BPL, which was in Indiranagar. So I was managing the training institute, and I had a very curious way to look at any training program which is happening. So training program in our institutes to be for the leaders, management, executive development program, management development program, personality development programs, and the orientation for engineers who are, whom campus recruited today. We go and give them the campus 7 months, 8 months back, they will all come on a specific day. So the campus recruiters come from REC, IIMs, all those programs. I used to sit through, whether I like it or not, what they are talking about. And then we had great faculties coming from different walks of life. And during, if I honestly look at it, what shaped my leadership is those curiosity that I was sitting through. It not only helped me to focus on my HR career, but also helped me that what I should not do as a leader, and what I should be conversing with the business leaders. I think that was probably one of my turning point in creating my own leadership style. And that leadership style I felt is very authentic. And you, all that is required is you should be available and taking accountability for it. So leadership is all about that. So how you are available, authentic, and accountable is something which I developed.
Good, sir. And it's like two questions which out of the box I'm going to ask. One, uh, what your mean in terms of spirituality when it comes to your personal values, your belief system, and how as a corporate person, how can they you can say learn from the spirituality which they can influence or grow their career in their routine life in corporate sector basically.
See, spirituality is different for different people. To me, the spirituality is nothing but trying to know yourself. And am I really know myself? And how to search of myself is that spirituality that at least I have learned from my parents. And then be yourself, truth to yourself, be integrated. So integrity is one of my true value, that uh, don't cheat yourself. Then when you don't cheat yourself, don't cheat the organization or whatever the role you perform. So one of the value that I can look at in corporate is to ensure that uh, true to yourself, be diligent about the integrity, not only at yourself, also to the team, and create a very transparent and listening work culture where the profession what we are in, this particular profession, there are people who are aspirants, there are people who are in anxiety, there are people who are much expectations, and there are people who are lost. All of them you need to deal with. On a day you are really, issuing an offer letter, that guy is going very happily. You are issuing a performance improvement plan, that guy is in anxiety. Somebody who are asking to go termination, and the closing is last day of the work, and you need to take care of them also in the same way he needs to be, and he's going with a lot of what is next without knowing what exactly happening, for want of nothing. And because in an organization like ours, you need to deal, it is not that HR is always pleasant, right? HR is to deal with the nuts and bolts of the human beings, and unless otherwise you are creating in an organization which is transparent, trustworthy, it is very difficult for you to deal with the people. Hence the integrity and authenticity is very important as value when you create. When you have that, it is also important that what values for an organization to be believed is also very important. So in my recent the last organization, or the current organization where we are, we also look at what is our corporate values that drives the organizational journey, the purpose, vision, mission, etc., and how that values you are integrating in the entire organization is also critical, more than what is your personal value. So individually I may have certain values, but as an HR profession, whichever organization you are working in, that particular organization, what is that particular value system, that culture that is built in the organization, which is aligned to the purpose of the organization, which is aligned to the vision and mission of that organization. How do you drive that particular values is very, very critical for an HR profession.
Very impressive, sir. My next question is, to make yourself fit, to make yourself healthy, uh, for you, what is your fitness mantra in terms of the physical and mental?
Mental fitness, I always look at it is something taught to me by my first boss. Okay, he told me, Guru, you should have, you should be lucky to have both your bosses aligned to you, boss at home and boss at office, right? If boss at home or boss at office is in trouble, you are in trouble. So how do you keep both of them happy? You are always going to be happy. But the third thing I learned over a period of time is, it is very easy to keep your boss at home and boss at office happy, but when you are the boss, how the your team members are going to look at your boss as happy? Then I realized that unless otherwise you keep your direct reports smarter than us, we will be in trouble. So my mantra is, make my direct reports smarter than me. They'll take care of me. If they are taking care of me, I can take care of my boss.
I think this is very interesting to our audience. Keep your team smart, so you will be automatically, you will be smart and you will be grow. So that's a really fantastic things. I got it, sir. And who have been your role model or mentors which influence and shaped you?
Several unseen heroes are there who shaped my career actually. Some of them I have seen. They physically, they would have asked me few questions and then helped me, etc. But to me, some of my other co-factory managers during those days, they really, when I moved from general administration to the personal function and HR function, to strive perfection, I used to connect with all my other factory managers. Today you have mobile phones. Those days it is nothing, so it's all IOMs, or you have to go to a designated place to make a phone call and then connect them, or you should physically go to the other factory and then spend. So it's a day's time, and then they take time out to spend and then teach me on basics of personal. I think those I can cherish those memories anytime, because some of the basics I was feeling it is Brahma Vidya, and they made me as very simple, right? So it's like driving your car. So before driving, learning, it is something very different. But once you start driving, then you don't have to be conscious about what is there. Some people have helped me to be in HR like that, right? So I remember them. I also, when I did my strategic HR course, at that point in time, you know, the school have also that I did it about 15 years back, when as part of my Omega journey. At that point in time, from an industry leaders, a few of them, they have introduced, and then who is who in HR in the current society. They helped me. I also want to remember some of the NHRDNs, NIPM, and ISTD leaders those days, because BPL had a fantastic way to groom HR leaders. And one of the ways they have done is to become, made all of us parties, all of us members of the NHRD, NIPM, ISTD. These are all the evening lecture sessions used to happen, and then we used to mandatorily attend those sessions. Yeah, it is not during, it's evening lecture sessions. Even today it is happening in NIPM, NHRD, etc. Monthly sessions are there. And then those days we used to they invite very very key leaders to come and share their experiences, and some of their names ringing today, because they shaped my career. And overall, the Omega's founder and ex CEO, Mr. Gopi Natarajan, we both, one of the biggest thing is, he told me one day, hey Guru, we are now 5,000. What is next? I don't know. Right. So I think something is not working in our company. So there was a need for us to, get a new HR head or something. What is that you do, So I said, boss, you are also CEO of a 5,000 company for the first time. I am also HR head of a 5,000 company for the first time. So what am I supposed to do? Okay, then he said, let us figure out, right? And he put his faith on me. He told that, no worries, if you think that you need to, some of these capabilities, all of us will not have all the capabilities. Some of the capabilities in HR, if you think that you need to build or buy, I'm okay to even buy. That's how, I had to get a great leader to complement what I'm doing, who is senior than me in the industry, but we have to coexist and then created the function. And when I look back, I think such CEOs have contributed to my growth, and how they can see in our what potential we have is very very important. And if you look back, several leaders with whom I worked, I think I was so lucky to have all those bosses, whomever I worked with. They're all seen the great potential in me.